Remember that feeling? The crinkle of the paper wrapper, the smell of fries hitting the air the second you open the bag, and that one special menu item that made your whole week? Back when fast food wasn't just fuel, it was an event. A little piece of joy wrapped in foil and served with a smile. We'd beg our parents to stop after school, count our change for a treat, and sometimes discover something so good it felt like magic. But then, one day it was gone. No warning, no goodbye, just disappeared from the menu board. Today, we're looking at 10 discontinued fast food items that fans still crave. The forgotten flavors that live on in our memories, lunchbox dreams, and late-night cravings. Pull up a booth, grab a napkin, and let's take a trip down memory lane. McDonald's McDLT, the salad before its time. Picture this: a white and red plastic clamshell container, split right down the middle. One side, a juicy burger patty, cheese, ketchup. The other, crisp lettuce, tomato, onion. All kept cool until you were ready. That was the McDLT, born in 1984, and it wasn't just a burger. It was a science experiment you could eat. The genius was in the design. The cold ingredients stayed cold. The hot stayed hot. You open it at the table and mix them together, like a chef assembling your meal fresh. It even had a catchy jingle: 2 all-beef patties, special sauce. Wait, no, that was the Big Mac. But the McDLT had something better: drama. It was part of McDonald's bold 80s era, when they experimented with drive-through headsets, breakfast all day, and celebrity meals. But the McDLT's fancy container? It cost too much to make. And once they switched to simpler packaging, the magic faded. By 1990, it was gone. Fans still talk about it like a lost treasure. Some say it was ahead of its time. Others say it was just that good. Either way, it taught us one thing: keeping lettuce crisp is harder than it looks. Burger King's chicken fries, finger food perfection. Before chicken tenders ruled the world, there were chicken fries. Not fries shaped like chicken. No, chicken shaped like fries. Long, golden brown strips of breaded white meat. Perfect for dipping, sharing, or sneaking into your pocket for later. Launched in 2005, they were a surprise hit. Kids loved them. College students loved them. Even adults pretending to be healthy loved them. Come on, they're shaped like vegetables. They came with a side of zesty sauce that made everything better. But in 2012, Burger King pulled the plug. Too expensive? Too messy? The truth is, they were struggling as a brand. Mergers, menu cuts, rebranding. Chicken fries got caught in the shuffle. Then something amazing happened. Fans didn't just miss them, they fought for them. Online petitions, social media campaigns. Even people showing up at stores asking, "Where are the chicken fries?" And guess what? In 2014, they came back. Briefly, then left again, then came back. It's like they can't quit us. And honestly, we can't quit them either. Taco Bell's Enchirito, the forgotten legend. Burritos, tacos, nachos. Taco Bell has given us so much. But deep in the archives, one item stands apart: the Enchirito. Imagine a crunchy taco, stuffed with beef, beans, and cheese, then baked in nacho cheese sauce and topped with sour cream and tomato. It wasn't fast. It took time, which meant it didn't fit the drive-through rhythm. But for those who knew, it was worth the wait. It was comfort food before we even had a name for it. The Enchirito first appeared in the 1970s and hung on in some locations into the 2000s. But as menus got tighter and kitchens got faster, slow-cooked items like this one were the first to go. Now, it's a ghost, a myth, a late-night menu whisper. But if you go online and search Enchirito, you'll find fans still sharing secret recipes, trying to recreate that gooey, cheesy magic in their own ovens. Because sometimes the best things aren't fast. They're just worth it. KFC's Kentucky Burger, Colonel's secret side hustle. Yes, KFC once sold burgers, not chicken sandwiches, not tenders, burgers. In 2002, they launched the Kentucky Burger, a beef patty topped with lettuce, tomato, and their famous secret recipe sauce. It was a bold move, like a poet writing a novel, a pianist picking up a guitar. The Colonel's name was on the sign, But this wasn't his usual style. They were trying to compete with McDonald's and Burger King to be more than just fried chicken. But customers were confused. "I came for the bucket," they'd say. "Why are you giving me a burger?" It didn't help that the burger wasn't that memorable. It wasn't bad, just forgettable. And by 2003, it was gone. 1 year, one flash in the pan. Still, some fans remember it fondly. Not because it was great, but because it was weird. It was KFC trying something new. And isn't that kind of sweet? Even giants take risks. Wendy's Frosty-ccino, the milkshake that wanted to be coffee. In the early 2000s, Wendy's had a dream. What if your Frosty woke up? What if it put on a tie and went to work? That's how the Frosty-ccino was born, a blend of chocolate frosty and cold brew coffee. It was creamy, it was bold, it was polarizing. You either loved it or thought it was a crime against dessert, marketed as a morning treat. It was supposed to pull in coffee drinkers. But most people still wanted their Frosty at night after a long day. And coffee lovers? They weren't ready to mix their caffeine with ice cream. By 2007, it was pulled from most menus. Too niche, too cold for a hot drink crowd. But every few years, Wendy's teases it again, like an old friend popping by for a visit. Because sometimes, even a strange idea deserves a second chance. Pizza Hut's taco pizza, when two worlds collided. In the 1980s, Pizza Hut had a wild idea. What if we put tacos on a pizza? And so, the taco pizza was born. A crispy crust, refried beans, seasoned beef, lettuce, tomato, cheese, and crushed red peppers. All on one wild, messy, glorious pie. It wasn't pizza. It wasn't a taco. It was both. And in a decade that gave us neon clothes and mixtapes, the taco pizza fit right in. Families loved it. Kids fought over the last slice. It was a kind of meal that ended with greasy fingers and happy hearts. But by the 1990s, taste changed. People wanted simpler menus, clearer categories. Is this Italian or Mexican? The world asked. Pizza Hut didn't have an answer. The taco pizza vanished, but not from memory. Even today, fans beg for its return, because sometimes the best ideas are the ones that shouldn't work, but do. Hardee's Carl's Jr. Monster Thickburger, the burger that ate the menu. At the height of the 2000s meat and more meat trend, Hardee's dropped a bomb, the Monster Thickburger. 2 thick beef patties, 4 strips of bacon, 3 slices of cheese, all stacked between 2 buttery buns. It had over 1,000 calories, more than half a day's worth for some. It wasn't subtle. It wasn't healthy, but it was iconic. It was a burger equivalent of a rock concert. Loud, messy, unforgettable. For a while, it was everywhere, on billboards and commercials, in the hands of proud, grease-smudged eaters. But as America turned towards salads, plant-based options, and lighter fare, the Monster Thickburger started to look excessive. It never fully disappeared. Some locations still serve it, but it's no longer the star. It's more like a legend you hear about from someone who was there. And honestly, we miss the days when a burger could be a dare. Arby's Sourdough Jack, the sandwich that whispered class. In the early 2000s, Arby's wanted to grow up. They traded neon signs with paneling and introduced the Sourdough Jack, a roast beef sandwich on a soft sourdough bun with Swiss cheese and horseradish sauce. It wasn't flashy. No giant logos. No deep fried everything. Just good ingredients, well put together. For a moment, it felt like fast food was growing up, like we could have quality and convenience. But sourdough cost more. The sandwich took longer to make. And in a world that wanted everything faster and cheaper, the Sourdough Jack was too quiet to survive. It's gone now. But if you close your eyes and remember that tangy bread, the sharp bite of horseradish, the warmth of slow-roasted beef, you can almost taste it. Some things don't need to be loud to be great. McDonald's Arch Deluxe, the grown-up burger that grew too fast. In 1996, McDonald's made a bold claim. The burger adults have been waiting for. They called it the Arch Deluxe. It had a thicker patty, peppered bacon, a fancy sauce, and a price tag to match. They even ran edgy ads, some too edgy for kids' TV. They wanted to attract parents, not just playground crowds. But the problem? Parents didn't want a fancy burger from McDonald's. They wanted the same thing kids wanted. Something quick, cheap, and familiar. The Arch Deluxe cost too much to make, sold too slowly, and disappeared within a few years. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't McDonald's. Sometimes, trying too hard means forgetting who you are. Taco Bell's Purple Naked Chicken, the one that got away. Okay, this one wasn't around long. In 2018, Taco Bell tested a wild item, Purple Naked Chicken. Yes, purple. Dyed with purple cabbage, marinated, grilled, and served without breading, hence naked. It was part of a limited-time naked chicken line, meant to be healthier, fresher, bolder. And the color? A marketing stunt, sure. Also kind of fun, but purple chicken on a fast food menu? It freaked people out. Is it safe? Did they use food coloring? Why purple? It vanished quickly, but its legend grew. Not because it tasted amazing. Reviews were mixed, but because it was different. In a world of sameness, it dared to be colorful. And maybe that's why fans still ask, bring back the purple chicken. Because sometimes we don't just crave flavor, we crave surprise. These items didn't just feed us, they made us feel something. Excited, comforted, daring enough to try the purple chicken. They remind us of road trips, after school stops, and birthdays celebrated in red booths with paper hats. Maybe they're gone from the menu, but they're not gone from our hearts. What was your favorite discontinued fast food item? Did we miss one that still makes you hungry just thinking about it? Drop a comment below. Let's reminisce together. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and ring that bell. Because next time, we might just uncover the story behind the ice cream machine that was always broken. Until then, keep your napkins close and your cravings closer. This has been Nostalgic America.